Good evening and welcome to this week's last edition of Primetime News. I'm Joy Gosses. Leading the bulletin, Vice President Nangolo Mbumba says there is an urgent need for the country to digitalize its records to ensure efficiency and reliability. Mbumba made these remarks at State House on Thursday. Let's listen in.
The issue of really trying to digitalize our records it is a must because this paperwork we are used to. Some of us we started with paperwork and we are stuck with paperwork, but the other system is very efficient, very reliable, and to trace your record is quick and is fast and reliable. This paper sometimes is below your briefcase, is in the other pocket of the briefcase. It does not work. Every meeting, nearly every meeting we have, is that people are demanding their condition of service to be improved. From unions, civil servants, everybody, and nobody really think about the economy of the country. Nobody think about the economy of the country. We are improving condition of service when we are not improving the economic performance of the country. Where are we getting the money? Really, where are we getting the money?
On to health matters. Minister of Health and Social Services, Dr. Galumbi Shangula, has called on all stakeholders, including the private sector, to provide assistance to those who need it the most. Shangula made the call on Thursday during the donation of 350,000 Namibian dollars by the Woermann Brock and Company Retail and Wholesale Group. More from this insert.
To the beneficiaries from the Woermann Brock and Company, one of the largest and most prominent supermarkets group in Namibia. Health is defined by the World Health Organization as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. The Ministry of Health and Social Services therefore renders a comprehensive package of medical and psychosocial support services to all the people of Namibia, especially those who are in need, and specifically develops and implement programs to empower persons with disabilities, older persons with chronic illnesses. The ministry delivers services to all, but especially to those in most need.
Moving on. A 30-year-old man was arrested at Otjiwarongo on Thursday after he was allegedly found in possession of a pangolin skin valued at 50,000 Namibian dollars. Our regional correspondent, Mulisa Simiasa, filed this report.
The Namibian Police Force spokesperson in the Otjiwarongo region, Inspector Maureen Beha, in an interview with Nampa on Friday said the arrest was intelligence-driven. The man was arrested on charges of possessing and dealing in controlled wildlife products without a permit. Mbeha said the suspect reportedly traveled from Walvis Bay in the Irongo region to Otjiwarongo, where he intended to sell the skin to a local businessman for 6,000 Namibia dollars. The man was being held at the Otjiwarongo police station and police investigations continue.
Prime Minister Sarah Gugongwela Amadila today received a donation of 500 tilapia fish boxes from Ibalela Fish Farm under the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources. The donation was made towards the National Emergency Disaster Fund. More on the details from this report.
To join us and witness the handing over of fish to the Office of the Prime Minister in support of the flood victims. All of us know what is happening in the north. We saw that the waters has come and it has caused some people to be destituted. So The recent floods in the north central regions of our country displaced people and affected their livelihoods. The Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources decided to support these first flood victims in a small way with fish harvested from our research aquaculture demonstration farm at Epalela.
I am hoping and calling upon the officials of disaster risk management and the regional councils to ensure that this donation is distributed right away to the beneficiary. It is a perishable goods donation, and we would not want it to go to waste. We are also hoping that once the beneficiaries have received, those that cannot store using technology should use traditional technologies to make sure that this food does not go to waste. I'm specifically happy to note that the Epalela project is working, as is the case with the other sites that you have mentioned. This is especially so noting the challenges that we have experienced at some of the aquaculture sites. This gives hope that we would overcome those challenges at those other sites and fully optimize the production capacity of our aquaculture. It is important as a country that we are self-reliant when it comes to food, be it now fish or other food products. And I join you in calling upon our young people and our entrepreneurs to invest in food production, including aquaculture, so that we can develop national food security.
When we return, we get to find out more on Huawei's involvement in sub-Saharan African mining activities. Welcome to Primetime Buzz, the segment dissecting all things business and economics. The business of excavation leads the segment. Huawei Vice President for the Sub-Saharan region, Liu Yang, says Huawei will continue to collaborate and work with more African countries to promote digital smart mining. He said this during the Mobile World Congress, which took place in Barcelona, Spain, from the 27th of February to the 2nd of March. Our reporter Isabel Bendo attended the Congress and filed this report.
During the just-ended Mobile World Congress, which took place in Barcelona, Spain, Huawei Vice President for the Sub-Saharan region, Liu Yang, said Huawei will continue to collaborate and work with more African countries to promote digital smart mining. The company has also recently collaborated on the world's first 5G-orientated smart mining diamond mine project with Botswana-based mine Debswana at its Jwaneng open pit. The collaboration enables the provision of stable 5G features such as high bandwidth and low latency, which can support the application of cutting-edge technologies like autonomous driving and enable more intelligent digital transformation of the mine's future.
Employees of the National Housing Enterprise earlier today handed over a petition to Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Erastus Uthoni, demanding that the company board and management engage in dialogue with employees to resolve the current impasse.
We are here because of the non-compromising stand of the board, refusing to meet the union, refusing to give a mandate to the management. How on earth does a union negotiate with a management team, negotiating team from a company that says, but that is the answer of the board, we don't have the power to change it, we are only communicating it to you. And when you impress on the board then to meet the workers, the board says no. What are these workers supposed to do? Accept the no of the board because the board is Jesus Christ? Such behavior leads to this type of actions. And it can become worse than this if people continue to ignore each other instead of social dialoguing.
There's a new board now also, because after 3 years there should be another new leadership. They've just started on the 1st of March, and they are new. Now with all this that you are requesting for me to go through, I'll then first submit it to them to analyze them, study them, analyze them, and then of course they need to communicate to you. And this is a good communication. And then also communicate to me and see how we can meet one another halfway.
That's where we leave it with the top news for this evening. Stay tuned for the economics roundup, followed by the weather forecast. Welcome to Sport Planet. We begin the segment with cricket. Chairperson of the International Cricket Council Board, Greg Barclay, has called on Namibia to spruce up its cricket infrastructure ahead of co-hosting the 2027 ICC Cricket World Cup. Hezron Kapanga filed this report.
The 2027 ICC Cricket World Cup will be the 14th edition of the Cricket World Cup contested by men's national teams. It is scheduled to be hosted by South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Namibia in October or November 2027. South Africa and Zimbabwe co-hosted the tournament for the first time in 2003, while Namibia will serve as host for the first time. Speaking at a breakfast event held in the capital on Thursday, Barclay said Namibia has 2 years to get its infrastructure ready if they are to co-host the World Cup. Barclay noted that hosting the World Cup will have a major economic benefit for the country. Reporting for Sport Planet, I'm Michael Madimba.
On to football. FC Barcelona on Thursday made an important connection with their past when they confirmed the signing of forward João Mendes, the son of legendary Brazilian forward Ronaldinho. More from this report.
The 18-year-old is expected to initially form a part of Barcelona's B team, which plays in Spanish football's third tier. Mendes, who had been without a club since leaving Brazil's Cruzeiro in February last year, impressed Barcelona coaches during a trial earlier this year. The youngster has already made his debut with Barca's under-19 side in a friendly against Manchester United. He is a player who can play as a central striker or in a deeper role. He is right-footed but good with his left, and Barca hope he'll be able to follow in his father's footsteps. Reporting for Sport Planet, I'm Michael Madimba.
Stand by for your sports roundup. On that note, we have come to the end of this week's cast of Primetime News. Join us again next week for more insights into local, continental, and global affairs. From myself, Joy Gorses, and the entire team behind the scenes, wishing you a restful weekend.